Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Real Late, Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg. Back again. Yo, this is a big deal. Two-time club. My man, Rome Streetz.
Yo, you already know what it is, man.
Kiss the ring.
Kiss the ring, man. Big bad GXFR, man. Griselda in the building. You already know, Rome Streetz in here.
How you feeling, man?
I feel great, man. I feel great.
I'm not gonna lie, you're giving big, happy albums out vibes right now.
Yeah, man. I feel awesome, man. It's a long time coming. I feel like I dropped a lot of albums, but this one is like the one. You get what I'm saying? Like the one that's like the first album, and then everybody's tuning in for what I do next. Not saying people wasn't tuned in before, but this is like
Good Kid, Mad City for Kendrick.
Yeah,
when he'd already had albums.
Yeah,
but
exactly. He had like Section 8. He had all
overly dedicated.
Yeah.
Right.
This is like the one that kind of just like, you know what I mean?
Turn
the lights on brighter.
So is that what you would say the Griselda thing did? Was turn the lights on brighter?
As far as like, what I do, the underground rap, Griselda's the biggest thing going. So if you're under that and then you somehow get plugged into that, it's going to amplify everything that you're doing. So, I feel like just working with Griselda just amplified everything. You know what I'm saying? We did the tour, and that kind of just, put me in front of like 5,000 people every night. You know what I'm saying? So that added more steam to my campaign. You know what I'm saying? It just added more people to what I was doing before I actually released the album. So, like, it's just a lot of anticipation. It's been like a year since I dropped something. My fan is fiending.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong or like, too close to it? Or the way it felt to me was I've been playing records from you for a minute, and I know your name from before that. I feel like from the moment around when you came up the first time and spit that freestyle, your momentum since then has been like every few weeks I saw it. Because even when the freestyle came out, like I was watching on Twitter how much it was getting retweeted and people, and I was like, oh, people are actually. Yeah. Did you know that night that you cut through? You're like, oh, people are going to see this.
I felt like I knew it was going to cut through because that was like, the moment. Like, okay, Rome Streetz is finally on Hot 97. Like, being from New York, Hot 97 is like the thing. You get what I'm saying?
You grew up listening to it.
Yeah, like, I used to go to sleep with it on and then wake up in the morning, Star and Buck Wild. Like, You get what I'm saying? Like, that level of Hot 97, like, that was a religion. You get what I'm saying? Like the Rockefeller freestyles, all that. Like, I was there for that.
So that was all in your mind when you showed up to do it.
You get what I'm saying? So it was like, like when I first started writing raps, like all those Hot 97 freestyles was like the inspiration. So it's like, for me finally to get there, it's like, I had to dig myself through the mud. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because that's what it really is. Like, New York is like crabs in a bucket. And, coming from like, me being a rapper, I feel like, okay, I have no outlet. I have nobody that's going to put me on. I don't know no famous people. I don't have none of these things, but I'm nice.
Right.
I'm at the bottom of the bucket trying to fight through all the crabs in the bucket. So it's like now for me to like finally get on Hot 97 and do a freestyle and go crazy, that was a moment right there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's really cool to hear.
When I did that, I was already like signed to Griselda, so I kind of had all of that.
Yeah, you told me that night that you were already working with
it. It was already like in the mix. You get what I'm saying? So all that momentum was like just there. You know what I'm saying?
And now with this release, were you able to gauge, like looking out like, wow, more people are clearly hearing this than any other release I've had?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, I feel like everything leading up to this moment let me know, like, okay, this is going to be big. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, a lot of influential lit people are tapped into my wave. You get what I'm saying? Like, I go on Instagram and say, oh, who follows me? Like, oh, wow. Like, okay. Like, I got lit followers. Like, Kevin Durant follows me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Tyson Beckford follows me just because of the song. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of cool people are just hitting me up, telling me, like, they like what I'm doing.
Yo,
you
man,
know what I'm saying? So it's dope.
You've been at this for a long time, and it's not rare that, they say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. It feels like you kind of did.
Yeah,
To some degree. Like, you kept grinding.
Yeah.
To the point, like, I mentioned you recently to someone, and they were like, yo, bro. He was like, yo, my girl told me about Rome Streetz years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the grind has been there. And a lot of times when people do it for a while and it doesn't happen, they give up. Did you always believe at some point it would cut through?
You know what it is? I did, because, like, I never gave up because I always would just, like, run into a lit situation. It may not have been, like, a situation where, like, okay, it put a big bag in my pocket, or it got me signed, or it got me on TV, but it would just be like, I'd just be around a lit person who just likes what I do, but they may not have a situation for me, but they give me that inspiration. Like, you know what? I'm good enough to catch somebody who I grew up listening to, or who, like, I was inspired by before I even started rapping. Like, when I was watching TV, watching Video Music Box, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wow, like, I like this guy. And then, like, in my travels, I meet them, and they're like, yo, I like what you're doing. Like, you're dope. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
that would do enough to give you
like
just enough.
Yeah, little things along the way keep it going. And then, I'm from out here, so just on the streets, like, I never really met nobody that's really nicer than me with rap. Like, I meet somebody and I feel like, oh, we equal. Or like, like, you're hard. Like, everywhere I go, I'm like it with the rap. So it's like, I feel like, yo, I gotta be good for.
Well, but listen,
I'm this good for a reason, and then I'm like a law of attraction type of person. So it's like,
so you believe in it?
Yeah, like, if you really want to do something and you go hard at it, eventually it's gonna bubble. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of, like, crazy things that happen cosmically in my life. That's kind of hard to explain. That, like, just gave me this super duper self-belief. Like, yo, you know what I mean? I got to do this.
Did you ever, during these years, have you worked like regular 9-to-5s too?
No.
You found a way.
Yeah,
You always found.
You know what I mean?
You're crafty.
I'm a crafty individual. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York, so
But listen,
figure it out.
Because the reality is, you said something just then that was interesting to me. Because you were like, wherever I've always been nice with the raps. Like, I've always been the one. But there have been other people out there who really were that way.
Yeah.
What was that? It was Partisan Fontaine had that record. Hooper. It was called like Hooper Rap. I think it was something like Hooper Rap was the first party record, and he was talking about, like, you could be that dude who is the rapper, or the dude who's the ball player. You were the best player in your high school. You got a scholarship. It just never happened, though.
Yeah,
and your whole life, you're like, I was the man, but it didn't work out.
Sometimes life catches up. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could have a talent, but then there's a long period of time where your talent doesn't actually pay you. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes when your real life responsibilities overlap, like the time that you have to kind of push your talent out, your talent could go to the back burner. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of talented people that, like, had to give it up because they have real life issues. And it's like, oh, this talent ain't paying me. And, I got a kid, or I got rent, I got school loans, I got XYZ, where I don't even have the time of day to have the mind space to work on this.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So really, it's like, one thing about it, it's either it got to be in you and not on you. Sometimes you could be dope, but it's on you. And when it's in you, you going to try to just do it no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter what you got going on. You just going to figure it out. Like, if this is what you really want to do, you're going to have that tenacity to keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to waste nothing.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
Well, shouts to Armani Caesar.
Yeah,
Liz
shout
2.
out Armani. Liz 2 on the way.
Liz 2 on the way as well.
Come on.
So shouts to Armani Caesar. Rome Streetz is in the building on Real Late on Hot 97.
Gang is strong, man. GXFR.
So has it been a seamless sort of transition, getting to know all the people?
Yeah, of course. because the crazy thing is, I was kind of familiar with everybody like in Griselda before I was actually down with Griselda. Like the first person that I met from Griselda was Camouflage Monk. I met him years ago, like probably like 2018, maybe even before. Like
Wow.
just randomly going to the studio, one of my boys, and then Monk was there. And then it's funny because I was trying to get some weed, and then the engineer was like, "Yo, my boy Monk got weed." I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "Yo, Camouflage Monk." Camouflage Monk? He make beats with Griselda, right? He's like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, oh, and now, my bad.
So you're good. You're good. Keep rolling.
And that was just like right when I had first found out about them. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of random how I just ran into Monk, and then we connected, we vibed, and then he sent me some beats. I did some joints. And then I think the next person I met from Griselda was Benny. I did a couple shows with I did like probably like 2 shows with Benny. You know what I mean? And then just we connected from there. And then I met Wes. You get what I'm saying?
Really, West. Wow.
So it was like I kind of was like around them before I was actually down with them. You know what I'm saying? So
And how often you hear from Wes? Pretty regular.
I was literally at his house like, what's today? Sunday. I was with him on this time last week. You know what I'm saying? I was at his house all like the day before the album dropped, and probably like 4 days after I was with Wes the whole time. So like I speak to him regularly.
And throughout the process, was he always checking in?
Oh yeah. Of course. It's funny because, all right, this is the first time I'm telling this, and then
Nice.
I was always like, holding this. Like
Nice.
the
I
whole
appreciate
album
this.
process, this is how it went, right? This was like around where he was doing Hitler 8, like last summer. Like the first time I actually like went to the studio with him was like last summer. Went to Arizona, and then he had like the whole studio booked out. It was like probably like it was actually 3 rooms. All of us were there. It was me, Wes, Stove God, Denny LaFleur, Camouflage Monk. Who else? Conductor was there.
Conductor.
Jay Worthy was there. YM Billy was there. Like pretty much almost everybody except like Armani. And we were just doing mad joints. So I ended up, we was in the studio for like, let's say like 3-4 days. I ended up doing like 13, 14 records in like 3 days, 4 days,
Wow.
right? And then I came back home, and then like Conductor was just sending me mad beat packs. Denny LaFleur was sending me beats. Monk, everybody just was sending me beats, and I was just cooking up records because I record at my house. Like ever since the pandemic happened, you know what I'm saying? Like I just got like some studio equipment, and I just started cooking up in the crib. You know what I'm saying? So
Boom.
that's just been my flex the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Unless like I just go to the studio with somebody. So after I came back from Arizona, I'm like, you know what? Like normally when I make my music, I take my time with it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I never really just crammed out 14 songs in 3 days like that. You know what I'm saying? They came out crazy though. A lot of them songs end up on the album, but I'm like, you know what? Let me take my time with the records now. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm home, all right, let me just work at my own pace. So then I started doing a bunch of more records, you know what I'm saying? And then, Wes kept sending me joints in the meantime. So for this whole year, I've been working on records, and then that's just really like how the album came out. But I would say the first half of the album, I did like right there on the spot, 15 records in like 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
All of them haven't come out yet, but I feel like half of the album is part of those 15 records, and the other half is like me just like working at my own pace. So like really this album came about just like Wes sending me beats, and then me just like going through beats like with all the Griselda producers sending me. It
And-
has a lot of Conductor beats because Conductor was the one who would just like send me tons of beats. You get what I'm saying?
Got it. Yep. So do you feel like Wes has a good ear for you?
Oh yeah. He does, because a lot of the joints that are like he pinpointed certain joints. It's like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Like there was like he knows the joints that I like to rap on. Like even last time we was in the studio, you know, he working on his new album or whatever. And like, you know, he's playing joints and I'm just there. You know, Stove God is hopping on shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's making records. And he's like, yeah, Rome, I already know. Like, he has this really, really crazy Alchemist joint. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know when it's coming. It's probably going to drop on his next album. I ain't trying to spill the beans, but I'm just giving you the story. Like, it's really crazy. But he's like, Rome, that's not your type of beat. Like, you probably do have some, but I know the type of joints you like to rap on. Like, Rome, you like to dance and skate on records. It's like, I know. So Wes kind of, like, he's a mastermind when it comes to picking records for people. Like, I could rap on any beat, but you know, like, every artist has a preference. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, what they like to get on as opposed to what they'll just do because it's there. You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
So, like, he knows.
So what's next for Rome Streetz? Are you going back out for Kiss the Ring? Are people going to see you now?
Yeah, of course. Shows. I got a show on the 22nd, October 22nd. We are at Elsewhere in Brooklyn, 599 Johnson Avenue. So yeah,
on your promo game, correct?
Yes, of course. You know what I'm saying? We listen.
October 22nd,
October
Elsewhere
22nd at Elsewhere
in Brooklyn. How?
Yes.
I guess there must be a different level of excitement for you to be.
Of course, yeah.
Now that it's out and people will know the words to the records.
Yeah, the feedback is nuts. And, you know, like, I would say since I've done, like, my own show in the city, like, I've done a lot of things. Like, I did Rolling Loud. I did a whole friggin' tour with Griselda. Every show was 5,000 plus. I did a Europe tour. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like this right here is like, this show is about to be like one of the biggest things, you know what I'm saying, that I've done in the town because, you know, the snowball is much bigger. It's an avalanche right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very, very cool to see, man.
It's an avalanche. Like, even like when I first met Mark, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I met Mark like before he was even like really had the top shelf. He had like a container in like downtown Brooklyn. And like I just remember like I had like won like some rap contest. I can't remember what year. It was like, I don't remember what year it was, but it was a while ago. It was more than 10 years ago.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Shouts.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know, Mark, Top Shelf Premium, who's a big part of A&Ring this show.
I remember like I had won like some rap contest and I was like feeling myself like I just like stumbled upon the spot and I'm just like chopping up with Mark. I'm like, yeah, yo, you know, I rap and da-da-da-da-da. And then just to see where it's at now, it's like, you know, it's a long time coming. Just like even where he's at and then where I'm at, it's like, you gonna stay down till you come up, you know? And that's always been like one of my like slogans. Like me and one of my homies, we always say like, you know, you gonna stay down till you come up. You know what I'm saying?
So then here's the question. Do you think about, like, obviously you take the moment right now, the album just came out a week ago. So you take the moment to celebrate. And then what do you start thinking about in terms of staying up? Because that's where it gets, that's the different challenge. There's the come up and then there's the stay up.
Oh, listen, as far as that, like, I'm the type of person that's always like ahead of myself. Like, I feel like I'm overly prepared for the stay up because just as a fan of this, I've seen so many artists like fall off. So my whole like strategy for that is to just always be ahead of myself. Like when I'm about to release an album, my other album after that is pretty much done already. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm a workaholic, so I probably got like 3 or 4 albums just sitting there waiting. It's really all about timing.
Is there anyone out there that you think regularly about the idea of working with that would sort of even make this whole story crazier?
Obviously, like, you know, the legends that I grew up listening to. You know what I'm saying? I obviously would love to work with Jay, Nas, Cormega, like, you know, all the legends.
Shouts to Cormega dropping right now as well.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Realness
Mega.
too.
It's crazy because I just recently met Mega probably like a month ago, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then, you know, we We be talking. You know what I'm saying it's crazy.
So
Yeah, like it's funny. Like I was saying, like I feel like a real rapper now. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like I always been rapping, but just like the things that I used to like envision that happens to rappers be happening to me. Like I like walk to the store like as regular me, like I'm not dressed up. I probably got like, you know what I'm saying, mismatched socks on, like I gotta go to the store and get some toilet paper. And somebody say, "Oh, Rome Streetz." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, damn, yeah, I am Rome Streetz." Like, yo, I be forgetting that I can't like turn that Rome Streetz shit off. Like, you know what I mean? Like
nah,
it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy.
But that must be such a great.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to explain to you, but when I hear your joy about that specific line, I feel like a real rapper now. You make me think of the artists who I've known and loved, who were amazing, who were waiting for that and never quite got all the way there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. I mean, so many good ones who don't get there.
No,
and so
it's
getting
crazy.
to have that moment where you're like, yo, I'm doing real rapper stuff right now.
It's crazy because the reason why I say I feel like a real rapper is because I can't go anywhere without somebody noticing me for being Rome Streetz. You get what I'm saying? Like, I be in the airport going through TSA, and then one of the guys working, like, "Oh, Rome Streetz, what's good?" And like, I be still feeling so regular that I'm thinking that he's someone who knows me. And he's like, "Nah, I'm a fan, fool." I'll be like, "Oh yeah, oh wow, yeah, wow, damn."
Wow, that is.
People was really reaching, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really reaching people far. Not
That's
saying I
beautiful.
didn't know, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still regular me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
sometimes I'm not even thinking about being Rome Streetz the rapper, and then the world reminds me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like, yeah.
The world's like, no,
Yeah,
you
like,
are in
yeah,
fact
you-
Rome Streetz the
Yeah,
rapper.
you are this guy that people really listen to, like, every day, nonstop.
That's so funny that you said that too. That idea of someone sees you and you assume you just got to be polite and be like, I don't remember who this is, and they're like, no, I don't
Dead
know
ass, for real. You know what I'm saying?
what other cities, like, you obviously New York is probably your number one market, but we know you spent a lot of time in London.
Yeah, hell
Are you
yeah.
excited to get to go out there post album?
Yeah. I went to London in the summertime for the first time since I was like a teenager.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And like I did a sold out show out there. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like I got a brother and a sister that I met for like the first time.
Out there?
Yeah. I have a brother that's a year older than me, and I met him for the first time like last year.
Wow.
Like
what was that experience like?
It's crazy. It's crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like we fit right. Like our personalities match. So like it's really cool. You know what I'm saying? And all his homies like really like listen to my music. And it's funny because like he'll meet somebody that already know who I am and they don't believe that he's my brother. He's like,
Wow.
yo, Rome Streetz my brother. He'd be like, nah,
Rome Streetz
that's
not
not
your
your brother. He's like, what? Like, I'll call him right now. You know what I'm saying? So like London is cool. Like I like LA. LA is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Great super underrated hip hop
Yeah,
city.
yeah, hell yeah. I love like the love that I get out in Cali is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's really, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that has to do with Muggs. You know what I'm saying?
Of
That
course.
album that I did with Muggs kind of really got me lit in LA. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Muggs. Toronto, I really want to go to Toronto.
Yeah, the Toronto's a
saying?
great hip hop city.
I love Texas. Well, you know, I've been a lot of places. Atlanta's lit. Switzerland is lit. Milan, Italy is crazy. Like I feel like my buzz, my fan base in Italy goes nuts. Like I performed out there and like the way the crowd was reacting, it felt like it was a soccer match.
Yeah.
Like they was chanting. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how at the soccer match they
oh,
be chanting like
yeah.
I'm rapping and the whole crowd is like screaming like hey, hey, hey. I'm like, the hell? Like it was just nuts.
I really don't say this lightly. You will enjoy this Rome Streetz album, man. It's like it's nostalgic in the best ways possible. Like
Come
you
on.
just if you used to sit around listening to like complete Mobb Deep albums or you know, G Rap, Prodigy, HNIC, you know, It's just, man, you really put together a nice body of work here, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Wait, can I ask you?
Please.
Is this a Bub Rock song? This beat that's playing?
This is an unreleased. This is a record by Brown 13.
Oh, okay.
It's an instrumental.
Okay. All right, no. One of my homies done rapped over this beat, man. Shout
Really?
out my brother Bub Rock. Yes. I don't know. It might just be the same
sample.
You know, that happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? But shout out my brother Bub Rock.
Now listen, you cheated on you told on yourself earlier because you told
What?
me you told me now how you record at home. So when I get in on this Real Late 2 album and I hit you, I know you got the mic right.
I told you I got you.
I know.
I got you.
I can't wait to come up with something. I want to try to get you on a record with someone interesting, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that'll surprise people.
Nah, I got you, man. Trust me.
Are you I have to imagine that, you know, had he still been with us, Prodigy would have been on the list of people.
Come on, yes, of course. Prodigy, like as a kid growing up, Prodigy is like one of my favorite rappers. Like for real, I would say one of the verses that got me like I fell in love with Prodigy was like the "I Shot Your" verse.
Oh my god!
Like when that came out, I can't remember how old I was, but I was a kid. I was probably like 10 years old, 11, whatever. But I love Prodigy since then. Before then, but when that came out, he was my favorite rapper. That was the time when Prodigy was my favorite rapper. There was nobody better than Prodigy to me.
I don't think
so it's like, man, P. Even if I could freaking buy some unreleased P vocals just to have him on one of my tracks, I'd do that.
Actually, by the way, you're giving me an idea.
Listen, man. Listen. If that's the case, I need some unreleased Big L vocals too. Well, and I didn't even want to say that live on air, but that's something that I want to do.
A Big L record?
Yeah, of course. Like if I could get some, you know what I'm saying, Big L vocals that nobody's ever heard. You know what I mean?
Yo, hold on real quick. Let's pause for a second. Let me go to my phone real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Westside Gunn calling into Real Late on Hot 97. Gun, what's popping?
What's good? You already know.
Fresh off the plane, huh?
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Fresh from Paris and shit. You know, just looking for a crib and, you know, working on music and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just vibing.
Yo, of all the stunts I've heard you pull, looking for a crib in Paris is one of the craziest sounding things I've ever heard you say.
It's a long way from Buffalo, I'll tell you that.
Yo, I got to tell you, let's be
different.
Paris is a wonderful town. Rome Streetz, have you done a show in Paris yet?
Not yet. It's coming though.
Gun, we need that. When are we going to get a Rome Streetz in Paris?
It's
we need
in the
that.
works, man. Come on.
It need to happen soon. You know, I never performed in Paris either. We might gotta just, you know, do a 1-2 on them real quick.
Oh, please. I might have to make a trip.
In the scale in Paris.
Now, Gun, listen, I wanted to have you jump on real quick just to say a few words about Rome Streetz and this Kiss the Ring project. Yeah. And we spoke about you earlier, and, you know, Rome was giving you a lot of props for the light that Griselda helped shine on this project in his career. So what do you want to say about Rome Streetz and about Kiss the Ring?
I mean, you know, he already is an incredible artist on his own. So regardless, before this, you know what I mean? You know me, man. I'm just, you know, Griselda is just cherry on top, man. But we can't take away the fact of what he's been doing for years on years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just like right now, man, it's just the vibe, man. Griselda, the vibe, man. We the way, you know what I'm saying? And Rome is leading the way right now with Kiss the Ring. It's classic, it's nostalgic. And like I said, that's the new king of New York. Anybody feel different, I'll rap.
Come on. Dead ass.
I appreciate that. And by the way, I
mean, it's that simple. Like, who's going to out-rap him? Nobody. So we don't even got to go there.
And now, Gun.
Griselda's the greatest.
Yo, Gun, you announced you're dropping again, too, right? What, in 2 weeks?
You know, I don't know what the calendar says.
Okay.
31st, but 3 weeks from now.
Michelle
Records. Yeah, 3 weeks, man. Michelle Records. Man, I'm coming again. You know what I'm saying? This, you know, it's classic. We just doing what we doing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like last year I dropped Side A, Side B. I just dropped Peace Fly, got it soon, and then I'm dropping Michelle now. That's 4 projects in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So
and you got that you got Liz 2 dropping Friday, right?
Shout out Monty.
man, listen, Liz 2 is classic. That's what I'm telling you, man. Griselda is the way. It's never been done before, man. For us, for Rome to drop what he just dropped, and what Armani is about to drop, and what I'm about to all drop in 1 month, it's like, come on, bro. Like, why is we even still? We can't even talk about who's doing what no more. We already know what's up.
All right, before I let you go, what did you think of the return of the Fiend last night?
I mean, I've been a Brave fan for a long time before he was even the Fiend. He was actually in my top 3 favorites before he was even the Fiend. So, for him to come back, man, it was incredible. I already knew it was gonna be him. Like, it couldn't have been nobody else with the white rabbit.
Now, okay,
you know what I'm saying?
so let me ask you this then:
you know,
Do you think that he's going to be the Fiend, or do you think that he's going to be, Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt?
I think
Wait, say it.
he's going to be it all. You know what I'm saying?
All of it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be all of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to just bury the Fiend completely. I think he's still going to come back out, but just him being Bray is enough. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to run with that character for a while, let him come back out to Lantern, just the old school Bray, but still mix it up with, the fire, you know what I mean? Fly Fun House and all that.
Yeah,
I think they're just going to have fun. Yeah. See, they're just going to have fun with him.
Hey, Gunn, thank you. We know you're busy. You just landed. We appreciate you making time, man, and congrats on all the great things going on, bro.
You know what? Y'all might see me on SmackDown tomorrow. Who knows, man? Who knows?
All right, later, man.
Gang.
All right, peace.
Peace. There he is, the great Westside Gunn. You heard it from him, and I'm telling y'all right now, the Rome Streetz album is worth your time. When Real Late's over at 2 o'clock tonight, throw on that Rome Streetz album. Rome, listen, man.
Come on.
It's your second time. I look forward to the third. Thank you for coming through, man.
Come on, man. Thank you for having me.
You're a treat to talk to, man. His name is Rome Streetz. Kiss the Ring is out now.
Man.
Let's do it. Real Late.